In this video, we return back to what we know and the watch and wonder hierarchy. Brain is not fully developed at birth. We know the brain has to move through this trajectory and open up like a flower. As we open up like a flower, we gain tools to process our world. Let's talk about these stress responses in the body that create changes in the brain and the body that create autonomic imbalance, pushing us into the fight or flight that can hinder us from moving through healthy brain development trajectory. Let's talk about these changes that create autonomic imbalance that alter the way the brain is receiving and processing information. Two main things. One is the neurostructural shifting or the subluxation. This is where chiropractic comes in. Subluxation is a response to stress. It can happen anywhere in the spine or the cranium, where commonly it happens in the neck. They can misalign and get stuck, and that changes the input, the way the brain is receiving info, and pushes us into fight or flight. Autonomic imbalances is counterproductive to growth trajectory. We need to check this and we need to measure it. Is it there? We have to correct it in order to facilitate healthy brain development or to fill in the gaps that have been created there. We must address this. If this is there, we see postural distortions, ranges of motion distortions, and neurological signs. The second thing is gut health. We know gut is a second brain. A lot of the chemicals made in the brain are made in the gut too. Addressing these two we are facilitating a healthy communication and function to the brain. We first start by restoring the function of the nervous system, making sure that the input is properly driving output, right? So let me give you two examples that you can encounter and a recap a little bit. Imagine having a kid at school who is primarily processing their world in the movement and touch realm. Those are their primary tools at the moment. And they're at the age of maybe 8 years of age. And we are now requiring him to go to school, sit still, and pay attention to whatever the teacher is telling us. How well do you think that kid is going to be able to comply with those requirements? And what do you expect his behavior to be like, right? So one of the scenarios is going to turn out where this kid is going to be very disruptive to class and is going to become a huge problem. He's going to be throwing pencils at his classmates. He's going to be constantly moving, right? And potentially even talking a little bit. And then you have another scenario where the parent comes in and gets a little bit information from the teacher about the kid, and the teacher tells you he's a very sweet child. He tries very hard, but he's still not getting a lot of the things. But we notice that he has a lot of tummy aches, and then often we find him under the desk crying, so we have to send him home. And you're looking at the teacher like, is she describing my kid? Because my kid, when he gets home, explodes, right? He punches the walls, holes in the wall, or he beats up his sister. So how can this happen? So you have same kid with same tools behaving a little bit differently. So we have to understand how that works and how getting back to the function of the nervous system, making sure that we can properly read what is the nervous system doing in this situation. I will check with you in the other video.